So I spent the past 5 years or so trying to put together the perfect smart bedroom. And well, I think I've finally got it. Today I'm going to be going over all the devices, automations, and pretty much everything that I'm using to currently run the ultimate smart bedroom. Let's get this going. What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss when I post new content. Now today, I'm going to be going over everything that I've implemented in my smart bedroom over the past few years, and why I think I've finally gotten the perfect setup. Now when it comes to controlling all my smart devices, my platform of choice is Home Assistant. I did use HomeKit for several years before, but it simply became too buggy and troublesome to use after I added a fair amount of accessories. So, in March of last year, I switched over to Home Assistant and haven't looked back. And frankly, I'm glad I chose to switch when I did because of all the reports of iOS 17 completely breaking people's smart homes. Sorry, Apple. Quick note before we get into some of the automations that I'm using. I'm not going to be explaining how to set all of these automations up in this video. If you'd like to see a more in-depth how-to guide for any of these automations, feel free to let me know down in the comments. So with that, let's get started. In the morning to help me wake up, I have some lights around the room fade in from a warm white color over the course of 20 minutes until they reach full brightness. This is much better than having all of the lights abruptly turn on first thing in the morning. Sure, this is a great way to make you feel tired and not want to get up, but that's not what we're trying to do here. I've been using this automation for a little over 2 years now, and it's actually been a really nice way to wake up. Once the lights are done fading on, I have my ceiling fan shut off, and the lights change to a cool white temperature. This helps me wake up and feel energized as it imitates the outdoor sunlight that our bodies naturally wake up to. When I get out of bed, a morning playlist will automatically start playing to help get me motivated for the day. And when I open the door to leave the room, all the lights will automatically turn off and the music will stop as well. All this is really nice, especially when I first wake up in the morning, because I don't have to fiddle with any light switches or controls. Everything just happens for me exactly when I need it to. Now up above one of my windows, I've got a Philips Hue motion sensor that turns on the lights if the room is too dark and it detects motion. Simple, but effective. I've been using this sensor for more than 3 years now and haven't had to replace the batteries once, which is pretty incredible. It communicates with the Philips Hue bridge using Zigbee, which means it's super fast and reliable, and I don't think I've seen this guy go offline more than 2 or 3 times. Nice job, Philips. Tying into motion-related automations, I also have the Philips Hue motion sensor connected into an alarm system run by Home Assistant. Yeah, an alarm system. Well, sort of. I can activate the system from my phone by using Siri or by pressing a button on my wall-mounted tablet. If the motion sensor detects any movement when the system is armed, all the lights will turn red, a loud, high-pitched sound will start playing, and I'll immediately be sent a notification telling me that it's been triggered. Yeah, it's a pretty unsettling environment. At this point, the only way to stop the sound and turn off the lights is to tap the action on the notification or put in the disarm code on my wall tablet. And then when the system is disarmed after being triggered, the sound and lights will turn off and everything will go back to how it was before the alarm was triggered. Fine-tuning this to work exactly how I want has been a bit of a challenge, but I think I've finally gotten everything dialed in perfectly and it's been working really well. If I open the shades, the light sensor will detect it and automatically disable the motion sensor to prevent the lights from coming on when motion is detected. This way, I can enjoy some natural light and the lights aren't on when they don't need to be. And this has actually made a huge difference, because the lights only come on when I actually need them. I'll also be notified if I've left a window open for more than 3 hours and the temperature of the room has dropped significantly. This way, I don't walk into a freezing cold room and the heat pump doesn't run more than it should. Trying to control the temperature of a room by constantly turning a fan on and off can get annoying really quickly. To fix this, I have my ceiling fan automatically turn on if the room starts getting warm and turn off automatically once it cools down. I've also set up an input number inside of Home Assistant that allows me to quickly change the temperature that the fan will come on at, without having to go in and edit the automation. However, none of this happens when I'm not at home to prevent the fan from wasting energy when I don't need it to. Also, if the motion sensor hasn't detected any motion for 15 minutes and the lights are still on, they will automatically be turned off since I'm probably not in the room anymore. Now, originally I had this automation just turn off the lights immediately without any warning, but this quickly became an issue because I could still be in the room but just sitting still. So now the lights are first going to dim. That way, I have enough time to get up and trigger the motion sensor again before all the lights turn off and, well, I'm left in the dark. Speaking of motion lights, when I walk into the room, the lights will react differently depending on how much natural light is already present. If it's bright and sunny outside, nothing will happen since there's probably already enough light being provided. If it's a little darker than usual, I'll have only the main ceiling fan light turn on. And if it's cloudy outside and a lot darker than usual, the lamps and LED strips will come on in addition to the ceiling fan light. This makes it so I almost never have to manually change the lights, since everything is already set exactly how I want it right when I walk in. Now there's one part of this automation that I didn't cover, and that's what happens when the sun goes down. Now I could technically not change anything and just have the lights react to the light level in the room decreasing. And this could work, but I also wanted to have the lights change color temperature if it's later in the day, since that tends to help with our body's natural circadian rhythm and whatnot. So what I ended up doing is setting up a second automation that activates my evening light scene if it's getting close to sunset and someone's in the room. Yeah, so pretty much never touch a light switch. Everything is just handled automatically for me. Also, walking into the room anytime after sunset will also activate this same scene to help keep things consistent. At the end of the day, I want to be in a relaxed state before getting into bed. If I walk into the room anytime after 9:45 p.m., the lights will dim, change to a warm white color, relaxing music will play at a low volume, and all of this only happens at night. This creates a really relaxing environment that's nice to have as I'm trying to wind down at the end of the day. And once I get into bed, all the lights will turn off, the music will be stopped, and the ceiling fan will automatically turn on. The ceiling fan will also change speeds throughout the night based on the current temperature to help keep my room always comfortable. Also, my Apple Watch charger is automated and will turn on and off throughout the night based on the amount of charge that the watch already has. This means that I don't have to charge it during the day, but it also means that I don't have to worry about keeping it at an 100% charge for hours on end. If I get up in the middle of the night, the light strip under my bed will automatically turn on at a dimmed brightness to help provide some extra light. This way, I don't trip on anything that I've accidentally left on the floor for whatever reason. And if I open the door to leave the room, a nightlight in the hallway will automatically turn on, which provides a nice accent light. The light then turns off when I close the door. Now you're probably thinking, my life must fall apart when the internet goes down or something stops working. However, surprisingly, it's not that bad. Let me show you around. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I use Home Assistant to control and manage my smart bedroom, and that's all run here on this Raspberry Pi 3B Plus that's plugged into a router. And this guy's more than 4 years old, but it still works like a total charm for running my smart bedroom. And everything runs locally on the Raspberry Pi, and it doesn't have to connect to any third-party cloud services to get things working. And this makes it so much more reliable and significantly more secure than other cloud-based platforms such as Amazon and Google Assistant. But what if the local network goes down, or my Raspberry Pi crashes for whatever reason? In that case, I would resort to a pre-smart bedroom experience. Pretty much everything in here can be turned on and off the old-fashioned way with a switch, like this lamp over here. Where's it? Can be turned on and off with a normal toggle. This LED strip that I have running along my ceiling over here can be turned on and off with a button on the wall. The ceiling fan light can still be turned on and off using the pull chain. And of course, the ceiling fan itself can still be turned on and off with the switch on the wall. Now, what about smart plugs? Can those be turned on and off manually? Let me show you. Yeah, they actually can. All the ones that I use have a little button on the sides, or in this case, the bottom, and that allows me to turn them on and off regardless of whether they're connected to the internet. So, as you can see, it doesn't become impossible to use everything when one little thing goes wrong. Yeah, it's obviously not convenient going around and turning everything on and off manually, and of course it takes a ton of time, but the functionality is there if I need it. Picking smart devices that offer manual control when smart control isn't an option is quite important if you think about it. And that just about does it for my ultimate smart bedroom tour. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new content from me. Also, if you want to see how I set any of these automations up, feel free to let me know down in the comments below and I'll do a more in-depth video on it. Otherwise, that's about it for this video, and I'll see y'all next time.